Hey friends and family, welcome to Marcie Creates. This is Marcie, and welcome to Tutorial Tuesday. I am using the Bargain Bead Box Cloudburst tonight for our tutorial, and as you can see, I've laid out all the pieces that came in the box. If you hadn't seen my last couple of videos, I think I did a sneak peek on one of them. I did add some things, which are right here. I did add some pearls and some kind of bluish green iridescent beads. Some more of these guys in kind of a gray with a really pretty finish, almost like labradorite. And then if you saw my bead haul, I'm adding these from my bead haul along with these. And I also had this Tree of Life pendant I thought would be really pretty. Then I added some Z beads and just some Rolo gold, silver beads. I also have some very fine chain. That's what we're going to use tonight. I'm going to be making earrings tonight, and we're not going to be using a whole lot of the items. We're going to be using these beads, gemstones I mean. I have some very sparkly fire polished crystals, and we're going to make our own wire design to make the pair of earrings. So I just had this idea. I've been just rolling around in my head since I got the box, and I really want to try it out. So if you could use seed beads too if you don't have these crystals. I just like them because they're extra sparkly, and I'll explain in a minute. So I'm just going to clear off this board. I just wanted to show you what I had so we have room to work, and I will be right back. All right, so I just moved everything up, and the findings I put to the side because we're not going to be using those today. We're going to be pretty much sticking to these chips, and maybe I thought about these beads too that came in the box. Oh, and look, they jumped out at me. They want to play. All right, I see you. I see you, pretty crystal beads. All right, so what is the plan? What am I doing? Well, I'm going to try to do, and I've not done this before, but I thought it would be really cute since this is called Cloudburst. I thought we would make wire clouds and then do dangles that look like raindrops. That is my inspiration for the earrings. We're going to see how it goes. I don't know. I've not done this before, but I have mentally kind of walk through what I think I want to do. I got this chain, I think, BB Craft a time or two ago, and it's just a very fine silver chain. So let me just move some of this. So we're going to be using these three, stuff from the box, and these crystals, and this really pretty chain. The chain is going to hang. We're going to make a wire cloud. We're going to do a little wire wrapping on it so we have places to hang our chain from. And then at the end of the chain is going to be some little dangles and some crystals. So one of the things I thought about is I don't really want these to be even when they're hanging off the piece that we're going to make. So I'm going to cut 7 varying lengths, and I'm not going to measure it. Oh yes, I am not measuring. Everybody gasp. Oh, you're not going to measure? Nope, not going to do it. I want it to look organic, like rain, you know? So some pieces are going to be longer, and some pieces are going to be shorter. And this is going to be like a dangle, you know, like a chandelier earring, if that makes sense. Let me get these pieces out of the way. And I'm just cutting, I'm going to do 7. So if you're going to do this, I recommend odd numbers. You could do 5, you could do 3, you could do 7. I'm extra, so I'm doing 7. And I just want to get 7 lengths of chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And one more. We'll put that to the side. So now we have our 7 lengths of chain, and they're all different lengths, hopefully. Let's just see. And I'm going to lay them out here to see how I want them. You are going to have beads on the end that kind of sparkle is the idea. We're going to be using 26 gauge wire to hang these so that you don't see any of the wire. And these are really tiny links. So I think I'm going to move this long guy over here, and I may move the short guy here. I want it to look random. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I need one more. One more. Thought I had 7. I have 6. Okay. We'll put him here. All right, so once you got your, so I'm gonna have 3, 1 in the center, and 3. The reason I say that is what we're gonna do with the cloud, how we're gonna shape the cloud, I mean. And I'm mostly going to do this with my fingers. Let me get these pieces out of the way. So these will cut you, so be careful with the little tiny pieces that you cut. They're like splinters if you get them in your fingers. So safety tip, take a minute and get them off your work surface because you don't want those sticking into your finger. No injuries allowed, okay? All right, so I have the 26 gauge silver wire, real thin, and I have the 20 gauge wire. So I'm gonna make the cloud out of the 20 gauge, and then I'm gonna wire wrap with the 26 gauge, and I'm also gonna put the little doodads on the ends. That's a technical term, doodads. So let's make a cloud first. And I don't really know how big I want him. I don't want him huge. I mean, it's going to be on your ear. Let's see if this length. Let's see. That might be good. Let me just cut another one just so. If you start with the same length, then they are going to be shaped differently. And that's the other thing, the other reason why I'm doing this by hand. Like I said, I want it to be organic. I am going to use a pen possibly to round some edges. So the first thing I want to do is I want to make my loop. I want to make a loop somewhere. I think I'm going to make it here. And I'm going to do 2 loops. Let me think about that. I really only need 1 loop for the earpiece, this guy, the ear wire. So I think I'm gonna make a bend here. This is gonna be kind of part of the cloud. That's not gonna be, so now I have this. Let me move this guy over. So now we're gonna make, I'm just gonna wire wrap this, mold this. I'm gonna just warm it with my fingers for a minute so that it molds nicer. So give it a nice mold, and then I'm just gonna start making round shapes. You know, clouds are organic. They're not, I don't want super sharp bends. Wherever my pieces come up is going to be the loop for the ear wire, I think. So I'm just going to warm this some more. And it may take a minute for you to get the shape you like, and you may have to go through a few pieces of wire, but I just want something that resembles a cloud. And it doesn't need to be fancy. I think some little loops would look kind of cute. Let's see, more like a cartoon cloud. that makes sense. Let's see what this does. I know it looks a little weird right now. It is something you'll have to play with. Let me move this up just a little so I have room. Okay, so I'm still bending. And I still want, I think I'm gonna go the other way with this. And the more little bumps and things you put in it, I think the more cloud-like it's gonna look, because clouds are not a perfect shape, right? So I like that little bump there. I think I want another little bump up here. Just gently. And maybe we'll go down this way with this one. And I think I'm gonna make a little curly Q right here to go along with the cartoon kind of feel. And then I'm gonna make the loop that's gonna hang the earring piece. This is no rules to this. Make a shape you like and play with it. I literally have not, I mean, I had an idea, but I have not really executed it yet. I'm doing it tonight for the first time. So here's one of my little clouds. So while you're in the, and you could do more if you want. You can also make them bigger if you want. I didn't want them too really huge. So let me see. I'm going to do another one for the other ear. I'm going to make a little bump again. Maybe I'll make a bunch of bumps. Again, I'm warming it. And molding it. Maybe we'll do a little curly Q up here. You don't have to do the curly Qs, but I think they add a little extra. Now I do, you know, that one's on the outside. I think I like them on the inside better. So what's nice about 20 gauge wire is you can kind of redo it. Just be gentle. Ooh, I kind of like that. See, that looks more cloud-like to me. I think the more you play with it, the more you're gonna get a more organic kind of shape, and that's what you want. You don't want any, you want like fluffy clouds, you know? We're not making storm clouds, we're making fluffy clouds. So let's see, let me scoot that guy in. Then I think I'm gonna make another loop here. And you may have to do a few of these. I may not like this one. I may, you know, decide I want to try and do a different one. That's kind of cute. I want to keep them about the same size. That's why I started with the same size wire. That way you're not gonna, I mean, they're not gonna be exact, and you don't want them to be, because of course, no clouds are alike. No two clouds are alike. Let me make another little loop here. And then we'll do our loop for our ear wire. Here. You can buy findings that look like clouds, but I thought it would be fun to do my own. I think I actually do have some, but I'm just going to stick with what I got. All right. Now, one thing I would recommend is to work hard in this. Let's see. I want to do another little dip. Oop, there goes my earring. I mean, my earring. There goes my manicure. Yeah, if you care about your manicure, maybe don't do wire work. All right. Cute. I think I need to move this up, though. Let's see. So those are kind of cute. Now, I need to find... I have a little mallet somewhere. But I don't know. I've got this little guy here. This is a little anvil, so I can work harden these. But I don't see my mallet. So that's a problem. Hello, Mr. Mallet. Where are you? So if you don't have this, this is the other thing you can do. You can take your flat nose, some flat nose pliers, and just very gently press on it. Just to make it, just gently, we're not squeezing, you know, an olive through a straw, but wow, what a visual. Anyway, martinis, anyone? So I'm just work hardening these ever so slightly. I will find my mallet at some point. But isn't that a cute little anvil? He's very heavy. He's got little feet. This is by, it's called Bead Buddy. The Bead Buddy, the beadbuddy.net if you want to buy one of these. I think I actually bought that at Michael's or Joann's or somewhere. All right. So here are our cute little clouds. And now, let's see, I'm gonna do this cloud. I'll do the other one off camera. This is gonna take a minute, so now we have our cloud. So now let's make our dangles for our, for our chain here. This is felt, so they're kind of sticking. But I like the white felt because I look for bead, you know, the bead mats in white. If you know where to find some in white, let me know in the comments. I like the white because then you see the colors better, you know, that I'm using. So let's see. So as I said, I made different lengths because I want it to look organic. I think we'll do a couple of these guys, and then I love these little chips. They add just a little touch of color. Like that. And then I'm just going to add just a little sparkle with each one. Maybe I'll put a few, because these are teeny. Yeah. So I'm going to add 3 plus the little chip or crystal on each one of these. Now you could do all chips or all crystals. That's up to you. I think I like the variety. And I'm going to start playing with the 26 gauge wire as far as getting them on the ends here. So all you're going to do then, you don't need a lot. Let me just cut a few 7 pieces of this. What we're going to do is just wrap it around our crystal or gemstone, and then we're going to slide it through the chain. The chain is very fine, as I've said. 2, 3, 4. I think that's 5. So we just need a few of these. All right. And we're gonna, oops, keep this handy because you're gonna use it again. So literally, you're gonna take your very tiny, fine 26 gauge, put it through your crystal, and you're just gonna, see how I'm just bringing that up a little? And I'm literally just gonna wrap it a couple of times, just so it's on the end there. Let's clear off the little piece that's sticking out, and you do want to make sure that this gets smushed down. All right, be careful because this 26 gauge wire, don't warm this because it'll snap. Don't warm your smaller gauges. 20 gauge is fine, but if you warm it, it's gonna snap. So I'm just gonna add a few, and maybe I'll vary how many crystals I put on too. Maybe I'll put 3 on one. I think I'm just gonna do 1 here. So now we have our crystal and our other crystal. And this is such tiny chain, as you can see. I'm just gonna slide it into the last little spot. Just like that. And I'm just gonna come around, hold on to your items, and just gonna wire wrap it just gently. And you can do this with your fingers. You don't need pliers because it's very fine. It's gonna take a minute. And just give yourself some grace, as Sarah Lovecraft says. I like that expression a lot. It's not a race, of course. You want to be happy with it. So another thing I thought would be cute is to make this a little curly Q. Just a little extra. So if you want to do that, you can. If not, you can cut it. I was curious to see what it looked like. If I don't like it, I'm going to cut it off. But I'm just going to try and make a swirl. And be gentle. This is 26 gauge. Again, I want to be organic about this. I'm not going to make it all right. Let me put this in the palm of my hand so you can see it. See that? Now, this guy's done. So we're just going to put him to the side. We're going to do all of these. And then I'll just do one more to show you. And I'll do the rest off camera just so this video isn't 8 years long. But let's look at these little pretty gemstone chips. I am not remembering what kind of gemstone this is, but I really love it. Apatite, maybe? So again, we're gonna put our little chip in there, and we're gonna make a little hook like that, and then we're gonna wire wrap. Take your time. It's so tiny. To get your fingers around it is the challenge. If you got tiny fingers and small hands, good for you. You're probably gonna race right through this, but I have big fingers and big thumbs and big everything, so. Ooh. Oh, I just poked myself. Safety tip. Be careful of the edges. If if you have something to cover your your fingertips with, this would be good. But I need to be able to feel what I'm doing. So that is not pushed down yet. All right. Oh, it's still not pushed down. Come on, mister. I just don't want anybody getting poked. All right. And then we're going to add this to the end of our chain again. Oh, I want to put some crystals. Hang on. These crystals are tiny, tiny, tiny. So if you don't like doing tiny things, this is probably not the project for you. You could make it you could make a pendant and do a bigger version with bigger beads. If you like the idea, but you don't want to use little tiny beads, which I totally understand. Okay. Now let's put it on our chain. Just fold it over like that, and then you're going to wire wrap right around where you attached it to the chain. Oh, now look, my wire broke. So that is how fragile it is. I must have wrapped it too tight. I must have messed with it too much. So probably when I was, I think when I was trying to make that piece, the sticky uppy bit, as Gem Hawk says, yeah, I think I pressed too hard with the flat nose to get that little piece off there. That's okay. I think you get the gist. I'm going to do the rest of these off camera. As you can see, it's easy to snap because it's so fine. So just be aware of that. And if you have to redo it, I think it'll be worth it in the end. So I'm going to just try again. And, oh, where's the hole? Tiny gemstones. I hope I'm not making y'all blind with this. Okay, here we go. All right. I think I'm going to wrap this way. And I'm going to fold him down. And then I'm going to cut really close. All right. Okay. Let's see. If you have the tools with that tool magic, that might be a good thing to use on this really tiny wire. You can also probably get away with 24 gauge, but these beads were, like I said, so tiny. I just wanted to stick with the 26 gauge. I think 2 crystals is going to be it for now. Oh, come here. All right, let's try again. So make a little loop. And I think I'll let gravity help me and hang that upside down. I wouldn't worry about neatness because this is so tiny. You just want it to be secure. All right. really almost need magnifying glasses for this. Great idea, but kind of tiny. All right. So there's that one and this one. And I'm going to continue. Let me just pull this up so you can see these. Okay. So I'm going to continue with these, and it's going to be 1 second for you, but it's probably going to be more like 10 or 15 minutes for me. And then we will add these really cute things to our, you can see where I'm going with this. We're going to add these to our cloud. Okay? Be right back. Okay, everybody, so I've made all the dangles. Some of them I made these little curly cues, and some I did not. Some I put crystals on, some I did not. I just wanted a variety. So now we're going to attach these to this. So how we're going to do that is we're going to do some wire wrapping with the 26 gauge wire, and we're going to make little loops to attach them. So this is going to be, you know, a little bit intricate, but pretty straightforward. I'm just going to cut a pretty large piece of my 26 gauge, and then I'm going to come in and I'm going to start wire wrapping. I'm going to just use this spot that's in between these loops. Those are going to be kind of my guidelines. And of course you have to attach this to your piece first, and that can take a second. So I'm just going to take this smaller end and just gently, again, you want to be careful because this is a very fine gauge wire. And I'm just going to neaten that up just a little bit. Okay, so we're going to attach our first dangle, and I've just attached the end of the chain to the wire, and now we're going to feed the wire through our cloud, and I'm going to wrap it a couple of times. And then we'll grab the next one. You could put beads on this too if you wanted. Some of those little fire polished tiny beads, but I think I've concluded the intricate portion of my night. But you could do that. All sorts of stuff you could do with this. You could just make one big dangle or a tassel even and wire wrap around the cloud. Now see how this is kinking up? It may bust on me, so you just gotta be really careful. If you have to start over by adding another piece, it's not ideal, but it may happen. Just be patient. The nice thing about this is that you don't have to be exact. The organic nature of clouds and rain and all that is kind of nice to emulate, and by doing that you can kind of give yourself a break and not try to be super perfect, you know what I mean? If you know what I mean. So this is coming along. I think I'm liking this. And as you're working, you can push your wire if you need to make more room. And this being open helps with the wire too. You can just slide it right through like I did. Let's see. Now I'm going to smish these a little so I can make room for 2 more. And if you haven't done it super tight, you can kind of slide it. Again, it's very fine, so be careful. Just be gentle. All right. I don't know, doubling them up might be kind of fun too. We'll see. If I run out of room, I might do that and see what that looks like. It's all, you know, trial and error. That is fun. Oh my gosh. I'm liking that. Now that I'm wiring these on here, I think I'm going to double up on one. So if you run out of room, don't worry about it. I think it's going to still be really cute. And also the different lengths help. So I'm going to cut this right on the inside so that it won't poke anybody. We still have all this wire left. I'll use this for the other earring. And then we need to cut this little piece. If you can get it inside the space of the cloud, then that's the best thing to do. So it's not poking anyone. That is really cute. Now let's put our ear wire on. I have to do it this way. Oh my word, those are adorable. Here is our cloud earring with our dangles. Isn't that cute? Look how it swings. Imagine wearing that out. Your friends will be like, where'd you get those earrings? Very fun. I love the little swirls in places. It's got just the right amount of color. You know, you could do just all clear crystals if you wanted. And you could certainly add more than I did, but it does really look like rain coming out of the clouds, I think. Let me just lay it down here. We probably need a different color. This is so neutral. Let me see what I have. I have a bead mat that'll make it probably easier to see. Oh, let me. I really like that. That is too fun. You know what? It kind of looks like you could make it a jellyfish too. Somebody might think it's a jellyfish, but it's a cloud. It's a cloud. Fun. I hope you'll try it. It's mostly finger work, and if you know, it's just, oh, my light keeps going out, guys. I'm sorry. I think I'm running out of batteries here, but that is super cute. I hope you'll try it. Let me know if you do. Join us on the Facebook group, Marcie Creates. Show us what you're making. I am definitely going to make the other one off camera. But I'm glad that worked out. I'm super excited. I can't wait to, my light went out again. So I think that's my cue to leave you. So I do have some other videos that I will be uploading later on in the week. So be looking for that. And thank you for joining me tonight on Tutorial Tuesday, making some cloud earrings with the Cloudburst components from Bargain Bead Box, the beads at least. And I will see you. Oh, take care of yourselves. Before I go, I have to tell you to take care of yourselves. The world is a little bit crazy. So please do take care of yourselves and your families and be safe. And I will see you on the next video. Bloopers.